So in today's video, we're going to explore Glastonbury and around Glastonbury. We're going to look at some of the significant places that pilgrims and curious people have been coming for a long time. So do you have a lot of unanswered questions? Do you wonder what life is actually about? Or do you ask yourself, what is it that I should do now? Well, these are the kind of questions that people have been having for hundreds, probably thousands of years. And here in Glastonbury, where I am today, people have been coming for centuries with these questions on their mind. So we're now going to go to the heart of Glastonbury. And this is really where all the pilgrims used to come. And this is Glastonbury Abbey. Come. So basically the whole of Glastonbury was built up around the Abbey. So what have we been called to? That's actually my question coming here. It's like, what am I being called to with my work with you who watches this YouTube channel? How can I serve you, you know? And a lot of it is about what I can see is like in life after work, perhaps you've bought a caravan, a motorhome and traveled around, and perhaps even you've got yourself a younger boyfriend or girlfriend, I don't know, but you've tried all these things out and it's not quite working, and you're not ready to admit this to yourself, but you can admit it to me and we can talk it through so that your external life doesn't really change because you've got everything you need. It just feels a bit empty, right, on the inside, and I can help you to reconnect to what matters to you, to get to that one thing, and that's what I want to share with you now on this trip. So this spot here looks like a putting green, but it's actually an enormous quantity of saints have been buried here. An enormous quantity of saints have visited here, and just to sanctify this whole place. And I don't mean to say this in a religious way or woo-woo way, but when you have all these minds, these people have dedicated their lives to connection, to meaning and purpose and joy and peace and the immaterial, there creates like a center, a belly button of the world, and it's just, there's no bones or anything here probably, but there's this remembrance of here, and this is why this particular place is so important. Right in the middle of this open air monument, enormous abbey, amazing. This is the site of King Arthur's tomb. Incredible mixture of legends and myth and powerful legendary figure. You can feel it. It's similar to when I was in Pondicherry and there was the Samadhi place, the tomb basically of Aurobindo, just a very powerful presence. And so I have no doubt that King Arthur wasn't a regular king. But yeah, someone who had found the Holy Grail within himself, probably. It's also a very interesting spot here. the high altar. I don't know anything about this place, but there's something special about this area here. Could be the way it's been preserved and cordoned off, but no, it feels like something. I have a feeling it's not so much about the high altar. It's probably about the lines, these way lines under earth, which is of course where they built these buildings. No. Beautiful trees. Beautiful. When we're feeling troubled, we don't know who we are, we don't know what we're doing, it sort of fades away when we're in these spaces, these big open spaces, these natural spaces with these beautiful creatures, know that they're blowing about in the wind. Just gives a different perspective. We worry about what am I going to do, what am I going to do, get out, walk, be in places of beauty. I remember reading one time, it said man-made things, of course this abbey is man-made, but the tree isn't man-made. They've been planted by men, right? But it's not cement, it's not metal constructions or plastic, and because all of these things, they put us in our head space where we're thinking, and trees and nature, they put us into more of a body space. So the more we are in nature, the more we are in a more sort of stable way of being. You know, our heads are all over the place. They're bashing left and right, and they tell us lies. They I don't know, they bring us up or they come us crashing down, but it's all much simpler than that. That's what I think anyway. How's it going, Lyndon?
Are you okay?
Good, good. Come to the Abbey today.
Yeah, it's my favourite place. Before I moved to Glastonbury, I used to come here a lot, probably 3 or 4 times a week from Bristol. And I just fell in love with the space, and so I've seen it in so many different seasons and the weathers and stuff. It's always been a spiritual place. It's this. I mean, the town is based around the square of the Abbey, so it's just. But it's difficult to put into words.
So here we have the bushy coombe, and it's really hard to fathom all the myths and legends and stories that there are in Glastonbury, but just to sort of like get a slight take on it, part of the story goes that that basically Jesus' uncle buried the Holy Grail here on his slopes, and that might sound like far-fetched, but it's all built in with a legend, and it just makes it an incredible place to visit. And this whole place is all steeped around legends of King Arthur and the Round Table, and what I've seen so far as well is Glastonbury really is the holiest town in England, and holy in a way that is not preachy, in a way that it's open to nature and freedom, and allowing people to be who they are, and allowing conversations to happen, and acceptance and friendship. and that's what I've seen so far. So this isn't just a tower on top of a hill. There are theories and thoughts that this was man-made or man-carved, and if you look from above, there's one of these sort of labyrinths that you could walk around. Now most people will just go straight up there, but it's more, these labyrinths are things that you walk around pondering on a question, and they're considered going right inside your mind, almost right inside your being. And there was a church up there, and apparently in an earthquake in 1100 something, it knocked down everything but the tower. And apparently at the same time, the chapel on the top of St. Michael's Mount was also knocked down. So these two places that are connected by these St. Michael ley lines, it's full of all these energy lines in this area, and here is really dense, and we're here, and yeah, I can't wait to go up there, but I'm also enjoying every step of the way. So yeah, let's go, let's get closer. Oh, poor, someone left their sock here. Oh, hope they find it again. So for those of you that aren't from the UK, the National Trust is an incredible organisation in the UK, and it preserves and protects thousands of estate homes and natural properties and pieces of coastal path and ancient outcroppings, and they're very interested in having biodiversity and having a place which is accessible and has a very long vision. It wants to be for people forever. So here we have what looks like an ancient stone, which is actually part of a Millennium Project. We have a date here, which is 1999. So if people come here 200 years time, they'll think, wow, this is an ancient stone. And this is part of the Millennium Project to revitalise these pilgrim routes and give them significance. So we're ringing a little bell there. And look at this beautiful shape, it looks like a bit like a hand, but I'm sure it's not hands. Lots of symbology around this thing, I'm sure. So yeah, it's just like a walk in nature, of course, but if we go with an idea that everything's taken for granted, that we know it all already, then we're not going to be really connected to the place. So we need to be open to wonder, to curiosity, and to really feel like we're not looking out at the places, but we're allowing the place to come into us, and that gets us in the conditions to really receive and work on what our question is. So this is called St Michael's, exactly like St Michael's Mount, and this the ley line is the St Michael's. So how did they know to call them Michael? There's something very mystical, magical about it all. Windswept, but very peaceful place. And when we go on a pilgrimage, we have to expect that there's going to be lots of people around, because that's how pilgrimages work. But you need to find your moments of peace and try and connect to a place. And you could do it with your eyes closed, or you could just find some stillness, and you might not feel it, who knows what, anything. But anyway, you are letting go of things. You are releasing. You are being. When we let go, we are then filled again with new energy and new ideas, and you're anyway out of your daily life. And when we're used to looking at a computer all the time or a television screen, having this kind of vision for eyes just is so good for us, right? And so the benefits are on multiple levels. Yeah, what a wonderful place. This is a lovely map of all the surrounding area. We have Bristol there, Bath there, Yeovil, Somerset, and this direction. Once we've finished our explorations in Glastonbury, this is where we'll be going to Cornwall in the next videos, all the way over there to Penzance. So now we're going to go down to Chalice Hill down there, where there's the Chalice Well, which has incredible healing properties. It's comparable to Lourdes, actually, and lots of people come here and receive healing of all kinds. So we just had a lovely walk around Chalice Well Gardens here, and actually just before I even came in, I could feel this place was very special. I've been to various places around the world where there's just this dense, it's very hard to describe, but there's just an energy that just calms all the thoughts in your mind and just makes you still for a moment and sort of encompasses you. And so anyway, we walked through the gardens, and it was like I don't want to compare things, right? But in Tiruvannamalai, there are these big temples where you go in through a gate, and then you go through another gate, and you enter another shrine, and finally you get into the real heart where there is the divinity there, no? And in these gardens here, was more of a celebration of nature and lots of care and lots of flowers around the well, and you could just feel something very special about this place and about the care for the earth and peace. And this is probably what churches are really for as well, places to go where you find some peace, right? From the hustle and bustle of everyday life, you take out a moment. And so what is very special is that here there's this water which is very, very rich in iron, and I even filled up a bottle, and on the other side here there is another well which comes out, which is called the white water, and here's the red water, and here is rife with symbolisms. And just very surprised by this place, and so it's how can you say, it's honoring nature. In the springtime we see how things grow, how they expand, and if we look at plants, they move in a certain way. Grapevines, they grab hold of things, they grow around them. And this means that nature has a conscious to it, a consciousness, and in a place like this we can feel this consciousness. So I had a wonderful time in Glastonbury. I came with a question which was, what is my calling? And it's going to take a little while to process it, what I've been here. But I hope you've enjoyed the journey with me here, and thank you for watching.